crafting is like highlighted blue, right? And you can't change that. But having a item that would let you change that, that's pretty rare. That would be pretty cool. So it's like, okay, you've crafted that part of the item. You now
Sorry about that.
unlock the stat. And as long as that's like pretty rare, then you can at least craft one or two. But it doesn't reset the gold sync. Then you have an extreme gold sync as well. So actually crafting an item to perfection would be very hard. But maybe crafting two stats is pretty doable.
I think their system that they've set up for the game is very open-ended. It's very easy for them to add this onto the game, and I'm kind of hoping they will with the seasonal content. I haven't really made up my mind on what I think they'll do with seasonal content, because they could go like big on seasonal content, or they could just, start really small and work on like polishing other parts of the game. I think, and I'm hoping that they'll go pretty big in the first one to kind of set the bar of what each season might be later. So I'm expecting the chaos to be interesting.
Yeah, I really hope they just go as big as they can. Like, just do crazy stuff. How do you guys... This is going to be like a crazy thing. How would you guys feel if they added raids into Diablo? Like a 3-person boss or a 5-person boss? Like,
that in Diablo 4 and RPGs in general, like, this stuff needs to be soloable, I guess. It's fine if you have like maybe group setups that actually take on something like an Uber boss or so together, and there's like some kind of like reason to do it. But it should also be a solo thing. Like Uber Lilith, that could also be a raid, I guess, so to say, like as a 4-player raid. I don't think it needs to be more than 4 players. It probably cannot be more than 4 players. Or maybe it could actually, right? You can have more than, like, if you find a way to like make a raid party, basically, right? That would be okay, but it should still always be also a solo experience.
I think that's one of the biggest things, right? Is like for a lot of people, like playing an ARPG or playing a game like this, they don't want to feel like they have to be in a group, and I think that's why the question is so divisive. I was like kind of curious to hear what you guys have to think about it. I don't know what to think. Like, I would like to see them try out a raid in the seasons, and I hope that's what they do with like these new seasons, is just try out new crazy cool stuff, and if it doesn't work out, then just don't do it again. Right? That's it. It's done.
I would love to see it.
Really safe way.
That's fair. Yeah. I mean, why not? If it's like an option, I guess. If it's like not required, for you to do it as a solo player, for example, it's just like some extra, then sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'd like to see them go big with seasonal content, but games are always going to struggle to keep that balance between like solo play and group play.
Yeah.
I have grown to be a solo player, Andy, SSF, which is kind of how I've been playing it. But to be honest, I like the quasi-multiplay. Like, I like Helltide. I like following people around. I don't want to group with them. I don't want to have to deal with them. I don't want to talk to them. No, I don't want any of that.
But it's nice to see them.
Yes. And like the world boss stuff, the same. So I think they're maybe intentionally or maybe by accident kind of hitting a pretty good spot, but still I think they might have to eventually do like an SSF style game mode. But I would still like to have the side by side in an SSF mode. I think that would make it unique and interesting, and especially with like boss content and stuff like that, if they do, because if you're playing SSF and you're doing boss content, you're like forced into the raid finder situation. I think that is its own chaos. I'd love to try.
Yeah, I'd love to talk more about that, actually. I really hope they put it in an SSF mode.
Yeah, I've actually been discussing this as well lately, SSF mode, and how it could work. It could be literally as simple as just like an SSF tag when you make a character, and you just have this tag or like a different colored name or something like that just indicates your SSF. And that's it, right? You don't group, you don't trade, that's it.
Yeah.
You have like make your own stash with that character, maybe. So and then you can break it at any time. But you're still on the same server. You see the people running around, but you can't manipulate anything. You can't do like this, group strategies. You can't do like resetting with groups. You can't farm with groups. You just see people here and there, and it's okay. It doesn't really break this immersion of this SSF flow. Seeing someone in a Helltide, right? It's just kind of like maybe you're gonna reach an event here and there in the right moment, sure, but